Hi, Jason. My name's Harry.
Harry?
Yes.
It's a pleasure,
Thank you for
Harry.
coming in. I'm a graduate of the 7370 Track 3. And again, I know.
Track 3 is the best track, by the way. I don't want to bring it up. Track
Don't
2.
tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
I was just thinking that.
Don't tell anyone. So
Is there a little competition between the tracks? People
there's no competition.
a little friendly competition? Maybe there should be. I thought it was pretty interesting that people were very specific about the tracks. I got to figure out what that's about, Chris.
Yeah. So I know driving up to San Quentin and even walking through the yard can be a little intimidating. But underneath that initial layer is another layer of men who are driven and passionate and are determined to succeed, to do whatever it takes.
I see that today.
And
You guys are not the yard.
And we're taking advantage of all these programs like the Last Mile and this coding class. So my question to you is this: I know a lot of us have learned from our past mistakes and failures, what it takes to propel us forward, so that when we re-enter society, we'll be better people. We'll be more productive citizens. I was wondering, although you've had all these wonderful successes, can you think of a failure that you had that you could say, you know what, that was a point where it drove me to do this differently, and how that has impacted your life?
Sure.
God, I had so many failures. I've been getting, I'll tell you what the thing about failure is, just on a general basis. So anyway, I think your point is true. I have to say this is, the more time I spend with Chris in the program, the more I realize like my preconceived notions, because the only real image I have of prison is like what you see on television, Scared Straight and all this kind of stuff. And obviously I guess there's some scary shit that goes down and it's rough and all that kind of stuff, but I guess there's also like, you're all human beings, right? Sure. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. We all have heartbeats and breathe. And so we've got a lot more in common than we have different. The thing about failure, I have to say, is when I was younger, it burned me. And I propelled it, as I talked about with our last guest, and I put it into my skills. And now I have a new philosophy of failure, which is I actually don't even think about it at all. Because I just say, you know what, Mahalo failed. I got so many bad beats. And I fought it for a while, where I was like, it shouldn't have failed. We were the 140th largest site in the United States after 24 months, and we're doing 10 million a year in revenue. And then Google was like, yeah, you know what? We're going to change the algorithm and send the traffic that was going to you to these other 5 sites. And I knew all the Google guys, and I was like, I went to see them. I was like, what the fuck's going on? You took all my traffic. Like, we're partners. Like, you got to fix this. And they're like, yeah, no, we don't know what's going on. And I was like, you wrote the algorithm. Like, fix it. Like, what's going on? I have to lay people off. And I was bitter. I was angry. And then I realized, gosh, all that time and energy I'm putting into being bitter and angry and fighting over this is, it's kind of like keeping me awake at night. I'm grinding my teeth. I'm kind of agitated. And there's all this other potential success I could be having, that because my energy is spent grinding my teeth over, this bad beat I got to just move on, because I can't change it. I tried. It's not going to change. They're not going to see it my way. And I'll go on to the next thing. And then, this one group, when I was talking before about how this like legendary venture firm, which had invested in Mahalo, said, why don't you invest in a couple companies? And I had to open up my sort of heart and my mind to, well, maybe I'll try that. I tried it, and then I realized, holy shit, I'm better at this. I'm better at being the guy who invests in the company than the guy who makes them. And now I just look at the failures as like, yep, I tried something. I knocked on a couple of doors. I opened the doors. Nobody answered. Like, okay, maybe I'll just keep knocking on doors until one opens, right? And I don't know I can't sit here and say like, I know what you're going through. I can't imagine it. It's got to suck, man. I mean, it's got to be it's the worst thing I can imagine, actually, in fact, or among the worst things I can imagine. But if that door does open for you, like, what choice do you have, right? Like it's got to be philosophical, right? Like if you're here, it has to consume you, or you have to take some philosophical look at your station.
It has to be a mind shift.
Yeah. How do you deal with it?
Thank you for asking. So again, I've learned, and it's been a process, that a failure is just an opportunity for success.
Yeah.
A failure is just an opportunity for success, and I've embraced it.
Yeah.
I love Squarespace. I use Squarespace all the time. It is a fabulous, fabulous product. And you can go to launchangelsummit.com. I had this crazy idea. What if I take 25 angel investors and I bring them to Napa and we spend 2 or 3 days together just playing cards, going on hikes, spa, drinking fine wine, and talking about our angel investments. I was like, that's a good idea. And I just tell my team, put up a website and put a beautiful video on it. And look at this gorgeous website. It looks like I spent $1 million on it. And in fact, we got it up in literally under an hour. And we have people requesting events, requesting invitations to it. And you can put these beautiful videos on the site, as you can see. And that's the beauty of Squarespace. You can make a gorgeous website instantly. And it's state-of-the-art tech. It's super secure, super stable. It's trusted by millions, including some of the most respected brands in the world. And really, what it's about is being able to make a quick landing page or a website or an online store quickly, easily, and beautifully. Start your trial today. No credit card is required. You can get a free domain when you sign up for a year. And when you decide to sign up for Squarespace, please use the offer code TWIST and get 10% off your first purchase. Yes, use the promo code TWIST when you decide to sign up for Squarespace. It's a beautiful, easy-to-use product. All the members of my team know how to update the website now. All of them know how to use all the great features on it. And when we want to make a beautiful website, literally, this has taken out the agony and pain and made our organization so much faster. When your team knows how to build a website or build a landing page and test something, everything gets easier. And Squarespace is one of our secret weapons here at the Launch Festival, the Launch Angel Summit, and This Week in Startups. We just roar through all the work we have to do in building these websites, and they all look gorgeous. I mean, they really look like we hired an outside, like mega expensive design firm and spent $50,000 or $250,000 making these websites. They look beautiful, and it's easy to do. Go ahead and visit squarespace.com and use that promo code TWIST, as in This Week in Startups. And everybody, go ahead and say thank you to our friends at Squarespace on your Twitter handle. They love seeing those thank yous. Okay, let's get back to this program.